My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, but I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And we're back with another wheel of shows. I just started this episode and my brain already forgot what we actually call this series that we do.
Roulette.
Yes, Watchlist Roulette. Thank you. My goodness, I knew wheels were involved, even though we don't actually use a wheel to choose it. We did once, but not this time. So the way Watchlist Roulette works is we usually pick a streaming service. And then we just randomly choose from whatever countries are available on it, 4 different shows. And then we watch a couple episodes of each. And then we just chat about what they're about and decide if we want to keep watching them. But we did it a little differently this time because we recently accidentally met someone.
They're meet cute, I guess.
It was kind of a weird meet cute. It was like an accident, like an email arrived in our mailbox that was not meant for us. It was like the wrong email, but it was from someone at the marketing department of GagaOOLala, which is a Taiwanese based streaming service that is exclusively queer themed content. We have mentioned it on here before.
We are big fans.
Big fans of their content library.
Very much.
So this was like very fun for us. And unfortunately we couldn't actually since we were the wrong people, they legitimately emailed, but the wrong people. We couldn't actually help them with what they needed. But we did just start chatting, I guess. And so we decided that, in honor of our new sort of friendship, we were going to do a Watchlist Roulette for GagaOOLala. So GagaOOLala is, as we said, it's a Taiwanese-based streaming service. It only has queer content. Gaga is gay slang Chinese slang for gay, and Lala is lesbian. And I am French, so I did know this. Ooh means or. So gay or lesbian, but they also have trans content, queer content and all that. They've got, and it's not just Asian content on there, it's everything. So and if you like indie films and if you like smaller productions, they got a bunch of that. And this is not
short films too.
Yeah, we are not being paid to say any of this.
Yeah.
They did not ask us to do this. We are not being compensated. We just said we actually
Now they were kind enough to give us a 90-day VIP code, but we also individually, we also have a fair amount of subscriptions between us. Yeah. So we really did appreciate that, and we did use it. Thank you.
Yes.
In order to do this walking and stuff. Yeah.
I've been a GagaOOLala paid subscriber
since the beginning, probably.
COVID, I think. It's been not quite since the beginning, but very soon after. Since it was available in Canada, pretty much. I was like, oh, this seems like my jam. And it is. And we randomly chose 4 shows. Now, here's how we chose them. It was a real scientific situation. It was not. Anyway, they set up they have a gay section, a BL section, a lesbian section, and a queer section. And we just clicked gay, and then we picked 2 shows, and then we clicked lesbian, and we picked 2 shows. And they were very and when I tell you, it was just vibes based picking. It was this poster looks interesting. So the 4 shows that we chose were The Secret of Girls, which is a short drama from the lesbian section. Rearrange, which is a regular length Thai drama. Oh, so Secret of Girls is Chinese. Rearrange, which is a regular length Thai series. Candy, which is a sort of mid-length Singaporean series, and Therapy Game, which is a mid-regular length gay drama. And that's what we're going to talk about today are those 4 shows. And so the first one that I have in my list here is The Secret of Girls. Who would like to tell us what that show is about? I elect Amanda because I know she was the quickest watching it.
I quite enjoyed this. Secret of Girls is a short as mentioned, short. The episodes are 15 minutes long, and like 3.5 to 5 minutes of that is credit roll. So
it was a bit much on the opening credits. Not gonna lie.
Song, cute, whatever on every episode, and then the last like 4 episodes have like a good 2 or 3 minute credit roll at the end as well. So, but premise is about a girl who loses her job, and goes off to travel, and she winds up at this like cute little motel but when she shows up, she has lost her wallet, lost her phone, lost her ID card. And they're like, okay, sure, scammer. Like, you can't stay here. Like, and
try.
And then, comes outside hours later and finds her just sitting in the dark, in the cold, because she can't go anywhere. She has nothing, And
eating a very sad piece of bread.
Yeah. She's like, what?
Just like we all do when we're sad. Am I right, ladies?
Listen. So the worker says, you know what? We have rooms that we keep for staff. We pay $100 a day plus room and board. Come, I'll give you a room so you can sleep tonight, and tomorrow you gotta like clean the hotel rooms and stuff. And she's like, sold. Like, okay, a bed. I would love that. Also food. Excellent. And and basically that's the base premise of this show. There's 4 sort of main characters in it. They're all women. 2 are the boss, the owner of the motel, and the owner of a bar, and they're in a relationship. And then there's the girl who runs the motel and this new girl who shows up to work there. And they just have a nice friendly vibe going on most of the time. About 2/3 of this series was just good fun times at the.
It really just felt like friends. We're friends, which is totally cool.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
It is a Chinese series, so when clicking play, I was like, I don't think
they can do much.
We're gonna be getting too much on this. I will say, so I the first episode, I sat through those opening credits, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's the first of these mini episodes. Like, of course they're going to do the credits on the first one. And then I started the second episode and the credits started again. I was like, surely they put a shorter version or something. And then I was like, no, it was 3.5 minutes long. And I was like, my God, ladies, why?
It's almost like they're like, you know what? We paid for this song. We paid for the rights to this song. We are going to play the whole song every single time because listen.
And we worked really hard on this edit that's really nice. So you're going to look at it
you're
nice to
really
you.
enjoy
every single time.
You're going to enjoy these beautiful women.
Right. And I feel like
in a montage format.
I mean, and this isn't not a spoiler or anything, but I think it was around episode 12 or 13, maybe 11, you get the opening credit roll, and then it starts up, and then you get a montage set to the same song of these girls doing stuff together. It's like, it's 6 minutes of the episode is just the song running twice. And
they always have to have that like flashback montage.
Yeah. So that was sort of, I was like, did I not fast forward? Did I skip to the next? Nope. Those are new scenes. Okay. Cool.
What do you know?
Now, I will say, like, there is content warning for like mention of illness and terminal illness. Like, I gotta say that because, like, is that in every episode? No, like the first handful of it, like you can get pretty far with some small mention, but like I'm just saying, like it is a big thing later on, so I don't want someone to be too.
The first like 2/3 of this is just super cute travel workspace friendly vibe stuff, and then the last like 4 episodes kind of take a turn.
It'll get you.
I will say, like the MDL like synopsis of it does hint at that. Right. So I don't think it's,
but like there's a lot of people like Natalia that just press play on things without really reading. So like I just want people to, because I mean,
nothing about that opening credit roll or the poster for this would at all hint on the more serious nature of the final episodes.
My drama list is not like really accurate. So
a lot of times
it's like smaller shows. So you're like, I don't know if this was actually translated by anyone or if it's like a translation of translate situation. Yeah, like computer translating like 5 different times into 8 different languages. So you're just like left with a weird synopsis.
Listen, there's been many a time on MDL where we like go to do like a spoiler episode or something and we'll find ourselves back at the MDL listing and we'll be like, that's like, not the plot of the show.
Not even trying to like hide things. It's just like nothing.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times to us. So like you can't always trust. But this one was like pretty accurate. The synopsis was pretty accurate.
I will say the selling points of this one, though, like it is very warm, like as far as the friendships and kind of the 2 like main lead gals. Like one of them is definitely more like emotionally closed off and a little bit blunt. And then our main girl that we like traveled with and stuff, I'm not saying she's like uber sunshine, but she's comparatively to this other girl, she's sunshine. So like you kind of get that vibe. And so you see as she slowly kind of whittles her down, not like in a romantic sense, but truly in a just like person to person, like interpersonal friendship type sense, and kind of cracking her shell a little bit and getting her to maybe halfway smile once in a while and stuff like that. So like that's really the large chunk of what the show is them growing closer as friends. And then eventually, as far as the secrets, aspects of that are like why they act the way they act. And so like why this character is like that. And everyone has reasons for being the way they are. So that's a thing. But
I really, when I first started watching it, those first few episodes, the vibe between the 2 main characters was really giving me like the Untamed, that sort of like annoying puppy dog, and then like please can we just do the thing we're supposed to do right now?
Could we just work?
It's like help you out, dog romance type thing. Keep that in mind. There may be a second one on this list that has that same energy, but yeah, I think like my thing is, okay, here's my thing is while I understand that this is a Chinese show, so they can't, it's gotta be all subtle.
Sure.
I'm kind of over the gal pal, energy of like, I'm just like,
it's not that subtle in the last few episodes.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's only at the very, very end.
Yeah, at the very end. But like, I'd like a little bit of yearning,
Yeah,
and I'd rather it be true gal pal, because when they try to do this like gal pal, but it's like supposed to be GL, it's not like authentically like true, like real good friendships.
Yeah,
like too. So it gets into this weird spot. You're like, I just don't want this like game that you're doing, and I understand logically. I understand this is all you can do. And they're
doing their best.
Yeah, they're doing their best. And like, if you are in that area, this is like what you get. And I want to like you to have at least something, right? Yeah. Like, or like these things can like
know.
Yeah, and like when you
know, okay, the subtext is this, and people who have who aren't in the know are like, oh, what nice friends. But like,
and like you can only like create change if you start like chipping away at things,
pushing out the boundaries.
These are what like it does help, but it like gets a little like rough to watch that, because you don't even like get like a good like friendship relationship that like you do see in other shows. You see like really great, strong, like very like loving relationships with like best friends, and so like you don't get that with these, and it's kind of like kind of draining when you watch it.
Especially the secondary couple, because I think it's very strongly hinted that they are a couple. She has bought into this girl's thing, and they want to travel together, but they can't because work and stuff. Like it's pretty strongly but it still is. You have to read between the lines that they are more than just friends.
And Yeah, as far as if you didn't know it was a GL, and if you just watched a pretty big portion of it about the two leads, I felt like this is solid friendship, and then eventually the friendship kind of went not like, I'm not saying they have to be flirting the entire time, but I do like Jessie was saying, it feels either lean into a really good friendship or if we're doing a spark, have a spark. You know, you got to give me something.
Yeah.
Not everything needs to be romantic too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, but like we understand. So like,
it's a hard place to be in, like a really tricky.
It's a real liminal space in media.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand it's like that's gonna be the case until, you know, they chip away. You know,
I do wonder if there's like, I did notice a couple of things that I've heard, you know, mentioned in other, like, there's a time when you're flashing back and seeing her conversation with her mom, and her mom keeps using the phrase like a different way of thinking or something. You have a different way of thinking and we don't bother you about that or something. And I know I've seen it said somewhere before that particular phrasing is used to let you know that characters have, you know, queer leaning.
It'd be like around here going, your lifestyle.
Right. Which I feel like maybe like if they had localized that, maybe a little bit, like just if they had, like, and that wouldn't necessarily be something that someone translating would know, like to localize, right? But
I just wonder if there's more things in there that like, we aren't necessarily going to get, but if you were like in China, you'd be like, there's,
I mean, like even like as subtle as like body language that like would not be translated like in our like culture like as that, but it is,
So,
but like I think it's a good little like web drama style show.
Watch.
I think it's a really high quality, like super short episode one. Like I think it's a super easy watch.
It looks great.
When I say low stakes, it feels low stakes
until
that's a pretty big.
But it's also so short too, so you're not like there for a while. Like you can't be like what is it like it's 2 hours in total? Like not even like, that.
I thought the cinematography and also like the color, like
the grading and everything.
I thought it was very pretty. Like it was warm. It was fun. We got to see a market and a cute little. That was a lesbian bar, my friends, but like we didn't.
That was a super,
like a little bit of that, but then we didn't lean hard into that. I mean,
it's a women's bar.
But then there was
women can feel.
There was a dude in there, and you're like, dude, you're not even supposed to be in here. Like,
what are you doing here? You take your place.
But I ordered a drink.
It's a bar for ladies.
Bar. What are you doing here?
It sort of reminds me of that joke from The Simpsons where like Homer Simpson is in the lesbian bar and he's like, wait a minute, there's something about this bar. There's not enough fire exits. Enjoy your death trap, ladies. And then he leaves. Like that's like the vibe where it's like, does he know? Like, no, get out of here. But like it, you know, it is a good. I haven't finished it yet, but like I did enjoy what I watched so far.
It was cute, but like, you know, because it really was heavily into the friendship side. But again, like you can't really just say that's friendship if we're leading to romance later.
Yeah, you gotta like you can't just go from friends to in love. Like you need like the yearning. You need the awkwardness, like
friends, and then it gets into crazy.
A little, and then there's like a few like ooh, you know,
and then something more, and then like questioning.
Listen,
and then,
we like a slow burn here. We're not anti-slow burners, but
very true.
There's steps to take, and I understand. And as Jessie said, we understand why. We understand they're doing what they can, but.
So we take what they offered, and I enjoyed it. I truly did.
I did too.
I think it's a worthwhile watch.
Yeah, it's so short too.
Yeah.
And just be ready for your heart to kind of be in pieces at the end, but like, that's fine.
And just prepare your finger to fast forward through 3.5 minutes at the beginning of every episode.
Because that's probably its most downfall. Is that like you don't have like that movie, you know, the Vicky movie edits of things. Like that's what we need.
Yeah, actually, a movie edit of this would be really nice. Actually,
so you can just keep going.
Yes.
Yes.
So we all move on now to the lovely nation of Thailand, where now for something completely, every single one of these is a real now for something completely different, which isn't actually our aim. Like we don't actually purposefully choose, because we don't even look at what the synopses are. We don't choose like what vibe, like anyway, but all of the shows here
tend to try to do like different countries,
but like that's kind of sometimes like what if the vibe's the same, the vibe's the same. That happens. But the vibes on these are all very different. We move to the sort of coming of age drama, Rearrange.
This one was a shock. Don't read anything about it and just go in.
Same. I knew it had something to do with music. Let me tell you
that. I knew.
Yep. So, who would like to tell us, Jessie? Tell us the plot. Tell us the plot.
So, do I plot it, like, especially giving away for the first episode?
Yeah, just give the first episode.
Away everything, I guess.
It's the first episode.
Yeah.
Of a 10-episode show.
It's a BL about some kids in high school, specifically 2, who kind of meet because of their love of music. Because one works at hangs out at a place where you can rent studio space to practice your music, and he is enamored with this boy who keeps coming around with his guitar, and they connect with each other and a couple of other people and form a band, and then they're just all well and good doing stuff, and then the vibe is cute,
great vibes,
school, whatever.
Music vibes, love it.
Get ready for the competition.
Yeah, get ready for the competition. They have the stereotypical, but she's sweet, the girl in the group that's obviously crushing on one of the guys who are clearly is going to be gay, but it's so good. It's classic. She's really nice with everybody, so it's fine. She's just kind of there, yeah, right. And then we're going, and then bam, life happens, and you find out that this boy is very severely sick, and then he dies.
This happens really quickly.
It's the first episode.
You're this kid is dead.
And it's it's kind of abrupt too, in the terms of falls, sickness, death, because they're all just standing at his funeral plot. But then things kind of progress, and you end up with the main lead who had the crush on this boy in his later 40s, in his life, and he's an older guy who's just kind of doing a nothing corporate type job, obviously not in music anymore, is kind of depressed and doesn't have a lot of money, and it's kind of things like that, and he is transported back in time to before he meets this boy.
He is straight up truck-a-doomed.
Yeah.
I was the classics we see.
So yeah. So he comes back, and he is it's him as his 40-year-old self back. So he's got a knowledge of everything that has gone on. So it's not a time travel where you see them meet again and they don't really know what they're doing. And so it's him just trying to figure out if he can stop whatever sickness this guy has, and get the band back together. Getting the band back together.
This time I'm going to tell him how I feel.
And relationships. Yeah.
I gotta say, love the main dude's white dad. That guy. And I looked him up because I'm like, is this a white man?
He's half French, isn't he?
Yeah. He's 3. So his dad was fully French, and his mom was half French and half Thai. So he's 3/4 French, and he's French. Okay, he's a French looking man. And I was like, all right, cool white dad. We're having a good time. The dad's like, yeah, I'll go to concerts with you.
I love that dad. He is in the show so much. Cool dad. Lovely.
And I listen, some BLs have really great dads. Some BLs have really bad dads.
I mean,
so it's nice to be in one.
Dad, so
that's true. Yeah. Played by the classic dad in BLs. If you've watched,
I recognized him. BLs, I was like, where was he? What was he in?
Porsche. He was in until we meet again. He wasn't a bad dad in that one, but he was a pretty bad dad in Kid Porsche. But like he's not a great dad in this one.
No,
either.
Awful.
Yeah, but no, this show's like it's very like coming of age classic Thai BL as of what I've watched, which admittedly I haven't finished it, but I think it's like it's one of those where I feel like I may not fully be in the age group that it's made for,
I feel like
but
that,
it is like enjoyable.
I found it really weird to watch because I didn't know going in that there was going to be this time travel aspect to it, right?
Yeah,
so I'm like,
that was
okay,
completely
it's like
surprising to me.
It's going to be a cute little, right? We start a band, fall in love story. And I'm like 20 minutes in and I'm like, they're telling the whole friggin' story. Like,
turns like got the band, they're like, this is progressing a lot.
What?
Well, they're really speeding through this battle of the band situation.
Like first I thought that maybe it's because the series takes place like into their college or like year. So it's like, oh, maybe they're just like setting up this like kind of like younger high school situation. So you get the like basis of everything, and then like we kind of jump a little bit further.
It's like 27 years later, and it's like, whoa,
27 years later in a way that you're not expecting. And like, oh, sorry, guy, you're dead, I guess.
I think personally, I would enjoy it more if it was just the story of getting the band together and falling in love, like, and didn't have the time travel aspect. Because me as a adult who, you know, in the story, he when he's in the 40s, his dad has just died a year earlier and stuff. And so as an adult who's lost a parent and stuff, for me, it's really hard to watch him go back in time, and his primary focus is, I have to tell this boy that I love him and start up a band. And I'm like, if I got transported right now back into high school, like, boys would be the last thing on my mind. I know all those boys I dated.
I would be in that investment room, making money moves, to, you know.
I'd be spending with my parents that just died.
Yeah.
It's just
doesn't feel like that, I guess.
True to me.
I will say, I think
40-year-old would go back and that would be.
I'm going to give one small correction. I think that the dad had died like 7 years prior. It was just one of those like Facebook memory things. But like, totally fine. Yeah, I mean, one thing that got me, so like I've watched the whole thing. I finished it like right before we started recording. But
I figured, I guess this one for you.
More, I would have like clocked. It was just, this was the longer episodes of all the ones that we watched.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of what got me about it was. Got me into it was like, as we got past the first couple of episodes, which the first couple of episodes really is like they're trying to do that shock factor and then kind of do not really fish out of water, but just him trying to figure out how to be himself again, essentially. But so then he's trying to just get the band together. And so like, I'm not going to give any huge spoilers. I'm just saying what got me like really into it was he's trying to get the band together and it's not clicking like it did the first go around. Like he's struggling to convince or be able to get like the bassist and the drummer, like so they're having to work pretty hard to get these guys even to play with them. So like each step was actually more difficult, and he was trying to and so there was already all these differences, and he's not even clocking. I will say he's not very smart. Like
he's pretty one zoned in this. He's like just the guy. That's all I'm thinking about, really.
He's a dude, you know?
It's very, I don't know, it's very sad to be in your 40s and still your whole life focus is this guy you knew for a handful of months back in high school.
I get it, move on. Because it is like a time where like death like affects people at every stage of life.
Oh, yeah.
But I think like in your teenage years, there's a little bit more because like
everything
you're really not conceptualized. It's like probably the first person that you've ever met that like has passed away. So I get that it's a little bit more, but like, yeah, I kind of like feels,
and he was already in love with him. Like that would mess you up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it does kind of feel it's like more of like, I just need to make sure that like I'm with him. And it's like less about like, him, dying.
So
trying
his
to help him
priorities
not
feel
die.
like it's meet this guy, get the band back together, and maybe I should talk you into going to the hospital earlier.
But really,
we can
need
save your life. But that doesn't feel like it's his priority initially.
As the episodes progress, he actually he has a checklist of exactly what he's trying to accomplish, which mostly was from the character that passed away. He had a diary and what he wanted to do. And so he's actually trying to fulfill. And one of those is actually let that character spend more time with that girl. Even though that's going to break his heart, he's trying to fulfill the things that this guy wanted to do. And so it's not really so much he's crushing on this guy. And yes, he comes out of the gate, guns blazing. He's being really stupid because he's stupid.
Yeah, he's not the 40-year-old guy. He's not smart. He's not the smartest cookie,
But as far as, even though he makes that huge misstep of the things he was doing, he really... The thing is, even though we know he's 40, he really does act like a teenager most of
It did make very big leaps to show you that this man might be in his 40s, but he's a terrible adult.
Yeah,
his maturity level is stunted, he definitely froze.
His life
back.
is in the pit because he's bad at everything. Yeah.
So as far as but his goals truly are what this guy's goals were, and so he's trying to. And so as the story progresses, he'll check off and then. And he's really, even though he's crushing, he really does try to kind of stay out of the way. And but things keep changing. And so how far did you ladies get?
I just got
about halfway through episode 3, I think, is what I.
Okay. Yeah, we're very early in the series.
And then I'm not gonna, but I do want to say there's some sapphic vibes eventually.
A little extra lesbian twist. Okay.
Then you get to see relationships of the entire band. Can I just you get
that's good.
There's things that change.
Is this a classic BL queer group? The classic. I do enjoy. Listen,
my representation, my friend.
My husband and I always joke where I say Thai BL really represents a bisexual wonderland that doesn't actually reflect reality in any way. Where it's everyone's cool with whatever gender you be with. No one's really everyone's totally fine with it. No friend group has
not even a second thought.
Yeah, as a dude, and it's wait, you're dating guys? They're just oh, this is your new boyfriend? Yeah, okay.
They're more surprised about the actual person, not about
not
the
about
gender.
their gender. They don't care. It's more someone wants to date you.
Did this?
He's way too good for you. And it's the old people out it's rare in Thai BLs, especially with these more sort of, I call them sort of unrealistic BLs. These are just fantasy versions of reality where it's no one's getting harassed out in public, unless it's to show, this person, sometimes they'll be this person's evil because they made a slightly homophobic remark. That's how you know that in this universe, evil person. That's what evil people do. Just putting that out there. And it's actually kind of fun to watch because it's just you get to enjoy a story divorced from the reality of the real world in a way. It's it strips away all of these the negative connotations that religions mostly have put on queer people, and you get to pretend that doesn't exist. You get to just be we're all having a good time, everyone's just loving everyone.
So eventually he lets a character or two, because he's trying to not tell people, of course, that he's traveled through time and stuff, but eventually he one or two characters he kind of says just so you know, in the future same-sex marriage that's legal here.
Listen,
you can know that's a possibility. You can think about that a little bit.
It's going to happen. You can start prepping now, my friends. Just hold your horses. It's coming.
So I had a really good time with it because things ended up changing. But as far as, does he figure out that things are changing massively? No, he's just really not smart. That's okay.
It's sometimes a show starring a real dummy, it's just a nice vibe, sometimes you're just this person is so stupid, bless his heart.
But also things that I did appreciate that weren't just about, so like the friend group's a friend group and they're really cute together and they end up going camping at one point. That's really fun. But the dad even goes camp with them, and he actually writes songs, and he partially finished a song about his deceased wife and gives it to them to finish. So our main character also like tries to do more dishes and tries to spend more time. So like there's a lot to the heart of the story that isn't just the first 2 episodes don't really sell the fact that we're not just playing gotta get this guy. We're actually trying to do this guy's bucket list kind of after the fact is what he's trying to do.
I did have a moment
and he is trying to be like, are you sick? Like he keeps trying to, are you fucking sick?
I saw it.
He keeps trying to do that.
All of 3. I might be at the end of 3 because I remember seeing like a preview where he was like, "Hey, maybe you should go to the doctor," and it was like, "Yeah,
let's just get checkup. Fun friend activity. Go get like CT scans."
But in frustrating fashion, things. So even though small, like the guy doesn't clock that other things change, but some things do stay the same. Of course, like how people handle bad news or whatever. So I mean, it's and you kind of don't know like what's going to happen until the very end. So I really enjoyed that aspect, and it was it's the aspirational version of reality, and then like of course the time.
I will say like during the first episode there is a lot like with the band, like they're actively doing band things. It's not just like kind of like they talk about it and then like it cuts the scene and like moves away. They're actually like you sit through like their song, so there is that.
And that also like that continues through the entire thing. So it is we are going to watch them rehearse. Or sometimes they'll try to cut it like they'll play the song and then like you'll see them finishing the song, like unplugging or whatever. But they add a lot of dimension, and then you kind of see you see the drummer's parents who the drummer in the original timeline, he eventually becomes a doctor and like never so he is from a very privileged, wealthy family. But he's very spoiled, but he is very introverted, and his parents love him to bits. And so like when they need a rehearsal space someday, you can come to our fancy pantsy house and rehearse at our fancy pantsy house. And so like you get wealthy people that you don't hate. That's why you get the wealthy family that actually gives them resources. Like,
listen, as I said, it's the fantastical wonderland that is presented by TBL.
I mean, to be fair, you already have this like big thing looming over with like him like dying and not wanting to die. So like, let's
they try to counteract that a lot,
especially for the age group that this is for. This is like let that be the biggest thing we're like focusing on.
But what is. It is kind of nice that it's not like, I can change things. The whole time he's like, I'm not sure I'm changing things, because there was
making things worse.
Yeah, there actually was a like tertiary character death that we didn't know about in the first timeline, and so he's trying to change that too, and then it doesn't change, and so he's like, and so he's like, I'm changing some of these things that kind of might matter, might not, but like as far as the thing that matters, like, hey, someone passed away, I couldn't fix no matter what I did. And so you kind of have all these questions. So like, as far as why was this a show that I liked, this is like Twinkling Watermelon, but different. Like I am here. Yeah. So like I knew it was time slip. So I wasn't.
I totally didn't even like read anything about it. I was like, oh, okay.
It was just really
zipping through this plot.
It felt like we did 12 episodes in half an hour, and I was like, what are we doing now? Okay. And then it was like, that's what we're doing.
No, okay. It's a bit more like build up to this Battle of the Bands, bro.
I will say, I think How Dare You has like messed up my brain a bit, because now anytime someone has like independently time slipped, I'm like, is someone else also? Right? So like,
who else is the imposter here? Like,
and in what way?
Yeah, like I actually was waiting on someone to have that twist. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, who else did?
It would have been fun.
I just had a moment when it was, when before he dies, he goes to the gravesite, and the girl is there too, and they're having a conversation. She's like, "Oh, do you think we would have been married now?" And he's like, "Maybe." When they were having that conversation, it occurred to me, I was like, oh, her name is Lynn and his name is Win. Maybe the other guy just has really bad handwriting, and what he was writing about was like, you know, Win, but like he thought he was writing Lynn. Like I was like, yeah, that could be a thing. But it's just
that
like
could be a fun plot twist.
Yeah.
You know, like
so it was just guys like I
just think the first 2 episodes definitely indicate like the vibe in general, but as far as like our main character guy, I'm not saying you get more depth to him. The storyline just gives more depth to what's going on around him. At least, does he really have a character arc? I'm not sure he does. That's okay.
He's like, there, man. Things are his dad around him.
Like,
good.
You know, like
that was a cool ass dad. Okay, best dad ever. You kidding
cool
me?
Dad. I will say, like, character arcs kind of aren't a thing in this because we're just trying to fix.
It's clearly like a show for teens, so it's like it's, you know, it's doing what it's doing. You know,
I thought the music was really fun.
Yeah, the music
was fun. Yeah,
compared to perhaps some other offerings on this list, sound design wise.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but like, I really
pretty soon.
So even though it is targeted squarely to teens, I just think that I appreciated that it wasn't just, are we getting together or not?
Level,
it was, hey, we're doing family stuff. Hey, we're doing friend group stuff.
I like that.
We're now caring about
on the friends.
Another focus was his friendship with, man, why can't I think of her name? The little photographer girl.
Yeah. The cute one. Yeah.
And she's also very antagonistic to the bassist guy too. So like lots of bickering. She's just super fun. I love that character.
A good bickering friendship.
And so like I love the friendships that even don't have anything to do with romance and stuff. So I highly recommend it. I think people would really appreciate it. But you kind of do have to get past the first 2 to 3 episodes. So like try it a little bit more. That's all I want to say.
Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned this, but this is from last year. It's a fairly new.
Yeah. It ended in October 2025.
Okay.
And speaking of things that are not even ended, still ongoing, we also picked randomly, because it was the first one on the list, the Singaporean, very definitely not gal pal. No, these are straight up lesbians. Currently airing drama Candy. Sky, why don't you take
that's the one I get. Okay.
That's the one. This is the one you get.
I'm trying to think of how to tell this. Really, it centers around a very, very successful actress who she's fallen from grace. I don't know if it kind of felt like she fell from grace already when we kind of even encounter her, but like continues to fall further. And her childhood friend, like from high school, it kind of even felt like a little bit younger than high school, but like, let's just say young high school is what it felt like. And they have not been in contact, bump into each other literally, and we go from there. We also have the manager of the actress, who she's pretty blunt and stuff, and then we have the rival actress. Like, so these are the 4 ladies that you are going to see. You really don't get a ton of other characters. You get a bad guy who is also a childhood person.
Classic.
And he was kind of sucky out of the gate, but like he's more sucky now. That's really kind of all you need to know. Sound design, we're going to just get to it right now.
Okay. Literally, so I got to, I think it's episode 2 or 3. And I knew for sure that Sky had already watched past where I was watching on it. And there's this scene where through machinations, like the girl who's like the non-actress becomes her like assistant. Because listen, this, I just want to point out, is exactly like almost every low budget C-drama, the office C-drama with a celebrity you've ever seen, except they're lesbians. That's literally the only difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every other character arc.
She has the money, and she was like, I have always been in love with you, so manager makes sure that she gets
it's literally a domineering CEO, but they're lesbians. But there's this one scene where she's like changing outfits for like a photo shoot she's doing, and they're inside the change room. And I don't know what the Foley artist was smoking. But there was like a steam machine that they decided that the sound effect was the loudest bubbling noise
like this standard
in your life.
Just like really cheap, like bubble. Like if you think of like a free bubble sound that you could like make.
And I was just sitting there and I like messaged Sky and I was like, what the hell is up with this bubbling? And I didn't even like
barely hear the ladies talking. Like
I didn't give any context to like where I was in the show, and Sky was like, "Oh my god, in the dressing room, don't sound like that." I'm like, "Okay, it's not just me. It's not just me." Yeah. But the sound design in this is wild. Like, okay, here's.
I want to say the sound design level it continues throughout the whole show.
Here's the thing about this show. It is so low budget.
It's very low budget.
But like not like in a very fun way. Like because when you're watching it, you're not really immersed into the story because let's be honest, it's not that original of story. It's the same story you see in a bunch of vertical dramas, except this isn't a vertical. It's just lesbians this time. And it's just like, but like you can't stop watching because you're like, this is so comfortingly terrible. Is the way I think I put it to Sky. I'm like, it's almost comforting watching this.
Because you can like see that people were trying. This is not like they were like just like I want to like just make something and like they just like picked cheap people. So that's why it's bad because they were like, I'm just here for the paycheck and you were the cheapest that I could find. There is some like heart to it in terms of like trying to do things
like
with
these
like
actresses are doing their best. Like these, you know, like everyone is working hard to sell this story, and it's just like it's comfortingly low budget. Like I was even saying this to Sky. I'm like, as I'm watching this, I'm just comforted by the fact that this is exactly like 5 out of 10 vertical dramas I watch, but they're lesbians now. Like I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So like equal opportunity, low budget stuff. So like that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's just like when I don't even remember. I feel like I talked with you ladies a handful of years ago about there was a Netflix like supernatural like teen lesbian drama, like
the vampire one. One's a vampire and one's from like a vampire hunting family.
It was like it was great, but also like teenagery, you know, and people gave it so much shit, and it's like, it's a lesbian show that it like just
let it be.
That's allowed to exist too. You don't always have to have heated rivalry level of stuff.
Also, like,
you can have the crappy stuff too, and that's a good thing.
Perfectly tailored to you. No, like, not everything's for you. Like,
so like. It's good to have the struggle bus of a lesbian drama.
It's genuinely funny to watch.
The plot, like Natalia has said, it's very similar to a lot of verticals, but like also a lot of other low budget hetero. Like this is. You have seen this story before. You have seen it and seen it.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, they have to live together. Oh no, she has to be her assistant. Like,
oh no, does she pull her into the bathtub? Like this is
no, she doesn't have money, and it's her like family house that she really wants. Oh no,
like it's literally they had a checklist of like here's every single Chinese web drama with like a rich character, poor character that you've ever seen, and we're gonna check off as many of these as we possibly can, and I love it. I love it.
New parts of it make sense. Like later on in the show, so our actress chick, she fell from grace, so of course like no one's offering her roles. Well, she's going to be on a competition reality-ish show, supposedly. Is this just an excuse so we can get them into the countryside to do some fun stuff with these four ladies? Yeah. Does it make any sense what they do? No.
It's literally like that plot happens on so many vertical dramas where it'll be like,
that's all we're doing.
Yeah, the basic plot will be like, oh, this girl like finds out her boyfriend's cheating on her and dumps him, but then there's a rich guy who's been in the wings like waiting for this opportunity, and they get married, and oh no, like the ex is trying to ruin her dancing career, whatever bullshit she's up to, and he's like, oh well, I'll go as like your partner on this like dating show in the countryside, like variety show. And I'm just like, I love that it's lesbians now. Like, this is like, I've seen this show before, but it was straight then, and this is better.
I like that I don't know if it was like maybe episode 3, maybe it's in episode 2, but like they're doing some flashback to like when they were in high school, and it's very clear, like they were romantically friends back in high school too. Like they were
gal pals.
Like, this is not a situation where sisters. One of them was in love with the other in high school and the other didn't know it. And they're both,
and there's also like
that they had a thing for each other.
Kind of background about it too. Like she is like the connection is like the like poor girl was like very much her comfort in everything that's going on in her like life.
So I guess there should be maybe a content warning.
For sure.
You just be aware that, like, if you're getting into it, there's sort of suggestions and depictions a little bit of the actress in high school was being possibly molested, or like there was bad stuff happening to her.
Is vertical
drama coded, because like that isn't so many like be like, oh, you have a creepy uncle in the neighborhood, like. A bad teacher.
Yeah, in this case, it was stepdad. So like,
this is so classic. Yeah. Like I love seeing just a fun gay twist on a classic. You know what I mean? Like, so is the show good? This is.
It's very watchable.
Say that.
Do we want to talk about the AI?
That's what I was going to say next.
Yeah, but we do. There is a weird thing.
Did any of you ladies go watch it?
I didn't have the time.
I did watch that episode, so like I'm still confused because like MDL comments are confused too, and it's such like a non-watched show. You can't really research it. So it's the actress girl, the like competitor actress girl. The first episode, the original actress did, and then she didn't continue with the series, so they needed a new actress, and they superimposed her face in AI. And so the show tried to do this thing where it was like a special episode to say how they did it and make a storyline out of it. It's so the reason it's so funny because it's like shows them actually like the editors who are actually doing the AI like stuff. They showed that, but they also showed this like made up storyline that's part of like
I don't know what
the series, and I think potentially I don't know. See, like the comments on MDL make me believe that it actually that like special episode like showed up like earlier when they were airing it. So it was like the first episode happened and the special episode happened and then went on. But I don't know.
That would make more sense, kind of. So the reason why this is extra weird. So to be clear, where to find the special episode. So on GagaOOLala, when you're watching this, it says that there's 9 episodes. And if you go look at that 9th episode, it says free right now. Well, that's the special episode. So like, that's the one we're talking about. It is. So as far as time continuity, and I don't even know where to tell you when to watch it.
Like, if it was just one episode. Sorry, go on.
The reason this is extra confusing is because they are trying to put this explanation within the fictional world, but when they're explaining the fictional world aspect of this. And so they're talking about these actresses. So they're even talking about the manager character, using her character name, referencing her as the actress with that character name. Okay. And so then our new actress whose face is being superimposed, and then she's like going to come in and be the rival actress character person. We're even calling her by her character name still.
So bizarre.
And so the whole little extra episode is kind of showing these actresses for these roles, but then still referring to them with their character names.
Uh-huh.
And then you're getting like there's 2 like one person might have been the director or director-esque person who was helping them at least do some blocking at some point, and then definitely saw like the editor type person showing, and they're kind of explaining, AI can't do everything, so we are having to like fine tune the like, and so they're now. I will say one thing: they had to figure out something. So like, props to them for being for real on like, this is what we did.
I do think that they should have probably just been like
refilmed that episode.
Not do you even have to refilm? Just like surgery? Not even like talk about it. It's within the first episode. Like I think you could have just like put the new actress in. Yeah, and you might want to do this special episode, but like you didn't actually need to spend the time doing AI.
This seems like a lot of work when you could have just refilmed a couple scenes.
Yeah, she was in that much in the first episode.
She really wasn't.
She was in like 2 scenes or something.
This is also the thing. So like everybody it's hard to tell if it's actually only one episode or like that the AI is working on. Because it seems like potentially it is supposed to only be one, but everybody is clocking the actress looking really weird in multiple episodes, like uncanny weird.
Like not her just face changing a lot.
The like, sorry, the makeup being drastically different on this girl. Like she's like that sort of thing. So it's like, it's so bizarre. But there's also this, how they tie it in is that the girl who's going to now play this actress is in love with the manager and has been studying things or like studying mannerisms. So because they talk about like you really have to have someone who has a connection. And so like if we don't have this like actress who we had a like connection with, it's really hard to like portray. And she's like, I have the connection because I'm in love with you. I like have watched like subtle things in your like mannerism, and I was like, "What? I get the like how to try to like be fun with this, but it was
So I had to watch it twice, and I still didn't get it. Narratively, you can just skip it.
Yeah.
So funny.
Did I even clock use of AI on? No, because it's just so low budget. Like I didn't.
Not there for so like it's like whatever. I didn't even know really that I'm supposed to like care about that character too. Like, especially in the first episode, like you're like,
she was just a random.
Maybe
like,
she'll be around a couple of times.
Evil,
or whatever.
like she'll show up to try to fuck up shit every once in a while. Like that's generally what those characters are for in these types of shows.
But is she? Are they essentially the second couple that you're going to see a lot?
Of course,
yeah, that's actually.
But that was so bizarre. Like.
So can we recommend this one? I'm not sure.
Listen,
but if you have the itch to watch something like that, press play, man.
If you are a big Vertical enjoyer and just wish there was more lesbians, this show said it's not Vertical, but we got the lesbians.
It's lesbians and lesbians doing lesbian things like very early on. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There ain't no subtext in this.
There's no slow burn.
It's very. Oh my gosh, I'm blushing because she looked at me. Kind of behavior.
No, it's like. She blushing because we straight up open mouth kissed. Like, we in it.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna pull me into the bathtub, okay?
Yeah, right.
Everything. I'm just like, I've seen this scene before, but a dude was involved last time, which makes this one better.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, so that actress character, the lead actress character. It really is domineering CEO, but lesbian. So, like, as far as she's super domineering, she bosses around and all types. So, like, if you want some of that, like, if you got that vertical itch,
this one will screech it.
Yeah, it is there for you. I can't tell you how it ends because, like, it's not here yet.
Not over
It'll be next week. But I think they'll be together at the end. Is my guess.
Oh, something tells me they might be. Something like it would be a really wild divergence.
Like we're doing this perfectly, so you can just binge it all and not have to wait for episodes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But like Natalia told me, like she legitimately was having a great time watching.
I was having a blast.
Honestly, out of all of them, there was the one that was most interesting.
The time of my life.
So
time of my life. I was like, this is great.
But like, I was really enjoying the first couple episodes, and then like when it sort of got to when the evil man appeared and was like, I'm gonna ruin your life for you. I was like, oh crap.
But I love it because it's like very clear he's like very pretty and very good looking, and I'm like, then she's still gonna pick a girl.
but listen, that's such a classic in all these. There's always an evil pretty man, but usually it's like fighting against a man. This time he's really out of luck, you know? Like, buddy, you're failing from the get-go. Like, no chance. However, that premise has not stopped anyone in this last show. We picked up the J-drama Therapy Game, and I have watched the whole thing because I love mess. And
the manga is pretty beloved for people who love mess.
I have not read the manga, but I did really enjoy the show. So this follows the misadventures of a gay photographer whose only remaining family is his older brother, with whom he has you do find out throughout the length of the show, understandable, but at the beginning you're like, what's wrong with this guy? Obsession with his brother. And he's a photographer, and he mostly hangs out at the most adorable queer bar.
Yeah, it was great.
They are lovely. Seen in your
this
life.
Is like the classic Jessie loves the standard of a J-drama is the great hangout spot.
Like this bar is owned by this older trans woman. The bartender.
They never said that. Like as far as for like the Mama-san character, they just kind of never explained.
She just is who she is.
She is.
Yeah.
Mama-san is Mama-san.
Like the bartender is a bisexual bear, and the other people working there is an over-the-top drag queen and a trans woman, and they're just living their lives, having a great fucking time together.
Like a little family.
They're like a little family, and it's lovely. And this guy hangs out at this bar, and they all sort of like make fun of him lovingly because they're like, "Oh, you're like you never like you're so obsessed with your brother, and like you never like go out and like you just have like one night stands with dudes, and you never you won't fall in love with anyone." He's like, "Fall in love with someone? What a waste of fucking time!" And then he finds out his brother has a new boyfriend because both the brothers are gay. This is a lot of gayness going on in this family, you find out through the course of the show. Both the brothers are gay, and he has this new, very sweet little puppy dog boyfriend, okay, who's just like the kindest guy. And he's like, I'm going to chase this boyfriend off because I don't want my brother to have a boyfriend because I am mentally ill.
But also, it sounds like he's always had shitty boyfriends is another like...
Yes, yeah. And so he's like,
brother never had good boyfriends to begin with.
So like he implies to this new boyfriend that his brother was into some like shady, dangerous business in the past. The brother used to be the security bouncer at the queer club that he hangs out with, like the queer bar. Like that was his shit. And then, but then this little sweetheart is like, I don't care. Like as long as he's not doing it anymore, like I'll help. Like if I have to like get a better job to like get him out of that life because I just love him so much. And meanwhile, the brother's like, what?
What planet are you from, buddy?
What are you talking about? So anyway, sort of depressed about all this going on. He's just moping with himself at the queer bar. And this guy sitting next to him, who's very drunk, is like, hey, bro, you're valid. You deserve good things. You're the best. And he's like, who the hell is this guy? So meanwhile, they like strike up like a conversation, and this guy's friends abandon him at this bar. And so this guy's like, so the main dude, the photographer's like, okay, well, like I'll take you somewhere to rest up, I guess. So they're like wandering around, and they end up at a love hotel, as one does. And then this guy then comes on to him very strongly. Okay, fade to black. Wake up the next morning. This guy, who is not gay, is like, whoa, why are we shirtless in bed together? What? I do not remember a damn thing that happened last night. And he's like, but you like were really into me last night. And he's like, well, bye. And like running out on him. So this photographer guy is like, how dare he turn me down? I'm gonna get this straight guy. All right. And like conquest. I'm going to make this. So he makes a bet with his friends at the bar. He's like, I'm gonna make this guy fall in love with me, then I'm gonna dump him so he knows how bad it felt. Meanwhile, you then find out that this straight guy, was only drunk at the bar because he's like the nicest guy in the world and the most understanding man who ever lived. And his girlfriend had come up to him. He's a veterinary. They're both in veterinary college, and was like, yeah, listen, I'm actually like in love with your friend, so we're done here. And he was like, I understand. That's valid. And then he's like drinking himself, like, like I can't, I even bought us vacation, like things. And so then, this gay photographer is like, I'm just going to wear you down. And then the show just progresses from there. Except that the one thing is that this gay photographer is the most traumatized creature. It is called Therapy Game, but nobody goes to therapy. One person in this should really be going to therapy instead of doing all the shit he's doing. But I gotta tell you, there are a few, there's a tag in MDL for prolonged nudity. There's no prolonged nudity in this.
They have their shirts off.
They're just shirtless. They're just smooching. Like anytime they're like
every rom-com ever
covering thing. Like it's PG-13. Chill out. It's prolonged nudity. My ass.
I did really like that. Like the next day, the guy who had been super drunk, and like to be clear, the guy who's super drunk and believes he's straight is the one who comes on to the photographer.
Oh, yeah.
It's still maybe questionable consent because, like, the photographer clearly knows this guy is too drunk to be making good choices.
There may be developments on that later in the show.
Whatever. Yeah. We're gonna, but I love that the next day, in the morning, it's like, oh my God, I'm in bed with the dude. But, like, later on, he's at school, he's doing his thing, and he's like, I guess I roll that way too.
He's like, and I was a jerk. That is my bad. That is legit my bad.
I love that it's like squarely, he's a scientist. Clearly. Like
analyzing everything.
He works in a lab and he's like, oh yeah.
Another element I really like about him is he has these two friends, and one of the friends is super cool with everything. And the other friend's like a little homophobic. And anytime the friend gets a little homophobic, he's like, hey, like, you don't get to say that shit about people. Right. You get your heart right.
Well, and he's especially like, I'm not friends with anyone that says shit like that.
Yeah, he's like I'm not going to hang out with you if you were saying that shit. No, we ain't doing that here.
Like, it's cute because, like, the photographer comes to kind of, like, come on to him at work or at school.
Mama-san gave him his ID because he left his ID. Mama-san was playing matchmaker because Mama-san knows everything.
She's a facilitator of love.
And watched you come in here all the time.
Like she saw them from across the bar and was like,
yeah.
But it's cute the way they're talking, and he's kind of like, listen, I'm sorry, like that, but I don't. Like, this is not our thing, right? And then his friends sit down and are like, don't be queer around our friend. Yeah, like, don't be trying to, like, make our dude switch teams or whatever. And he's like,
hey, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Shut up.
Like, that's a really rude thing to say to someone you're meeting for the first time, you fucking idiots. And then, like, just straight up gets up and leaves. And I'm just like, hell yeah, hit the brakes, buddy. You can just get up and go. Like, this show is so messy. I don't like to say more because like that like gives stuff away. Yeah. But the dynamics are very much like tsundere cat.
Yes.
And like well-meaning dog. No, maybe not quite like a happy-go-lucky dog, more like one of those really stoic, like Saint Bernard types, like very loyal and stoic and slow, and like just trotting along, and then just the most like bristly, like just he'll say mean things to you, and like basically the equivalent of like hissing at you. But then as soon as you just sit there, like he's like, okay, I'll come and cuddle. Like, I didn't want you to
a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about, I was like, man, we haven't had really good messy J drama in a while. And then like I started this and I was like, oh.
I will say it's like this isn't like on a level of like personal weatherman spicy by any stretch of the imagination. It's very much PG-13. It's not. I wish it would have been messier.
It makes so like I've read the synopsis of the manga before, like in the past. And so like, and everyone has always talked about like how messy the manga was. Mm-hmm. And so then when I'm watching the show, I'm like, it's messy, but like I had built it up, and since I hadn't read the manga or anything, like I had just built it up to be a different level, like a whole, give me another level.
I'm sure it could have been like if they, wanted to,
like,
but
as far as why I don't think it's quite so right out of the gate, our photographer guy, he's like, I'm going to wear him down. There's not much wearing down to be done.
No.
Like
this guy was already on board. He just hadn't admitted it to himself yet. Like,
I'm just saying there wasn't a lot of difficulty there. Like as far as difficulty in committing later on for everybody involved and sharing feels. Yeah, that's where we get like issues.
But yeah, it's like photographers like, oh, I'm going to wear him down. And like the next time they see each other, the student's like, hey, I have this like weekend away trip.
Want to go on vacation with me?
Like, that didn't take much wearing down.
And the photographer guy, he has such like an energy of like a surly emo teen.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's emo boy.
So they go to this like amusement park, and at first he's like, "Oh, this is so lame," but then like he's genuinely enjoying himself way more than even like the veterinarian guy is. So it's just like, I like this energy. But then like I will say it does have a bit more heart like when you find out like later in the series. I'm not going to say why for anyone who want to watch it, but you find out like why this photographer
has problems.
Is the way he is, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, like you should be in therapy. Your whole personality problem, like just you as a person being a problem, like this is why your brother is so important to you. Yeah, okay. I see, sir. Mm-hmm. Maybe work on yourself, but like we understand where you're coming from. You know,
at least there's a point.
Yeah. It's not like they're just like he just kind of sucks. Yeah. He's just kind of like messy on purpose, like just for the fun of it. It's like no, he's just.
I found like this one, it was. As opposed, like some of the other ones that we watched, I started off and I was like, oh, this is so cute. I'm totally into it. And then by episode like 2 or 3, I was like, oh, there was a switch and I was sort of like, it's still fine. But like, it's not really what I thought it. This one, my initial thought was like, no, this is not for me. And by the end of episode 2, I was like, oh, I'm into this. I enjoy it.
Maybe this might be where maybe you as the audience were the one being worn down.
That's the game they're playing.
Yeah.
I did think it was cute that they like part of why they connected on the night when the guy got drunk was like they were commiserating about being a brother to a problematic brother or whatever, and how like life is, and then you find out that their brothers are dating. Like
a classic. This show operates under small town syndrome that a lot of shows operate under, where it's like they might live in Tokyo, but it's a small town. Everyone knows everyone. Which is always like, which is the only way you can actually make stories like this operate because like. Obviously, it's not how the world works.
Yeah, especially when you want it, like, to be doing all this stuff where they're like, they're at a university and they're at this fancy, like, yes, this would probably work on like a rural town where like, you're like, definitely everybody knows your name, but you won't have all these other things that you want in the story.
Like, of course, at the tiny queer bar, everyone knows everyone, obviously. Outside of that bar, nobody knows anyone. But everyone somehow still knows everyone, or like, I genuinely
Mama-san, like bumping into the veterinarian kid and being like, hey, and it was nearby the bar, but it was still like having a little convo. It's just cute. I really liked the bar characters. Like I wanted more of them.
So cute. Like I liked the vibe of this one quite a bit. It was the only one that I finished so far.
Even though it is messy, like I didn't find that it was really high stakes messy. It was just fun.
Like the stakes are just these two people. Like they're not doing like there's nothing that they're affecting outside of each other. That came out weird, but like, you know what I mean.
I would say like, I mean, based off of the first couple episodes anyway, vibe wise, you could definitely see this on like GMMTV or something. Like it story wise, it's giving that same kind of vibe of something you might see over there. Like it's not like heavy
murder.
Mess. Like it's not murder. It's not a lot of like.
I'm just saying.
Well, no price serial killer.
Well, I was meaning the main character.
The main characters, yes.
But even that, like
some other shows, mess is like
serial killer suddenly.
Yeah. So,
but no, I really enjoyed this one, and yeah, those were the 4 shows that we did for our Watchlist Roulette for GagaOOLala. Though this is by no means. There's so much more there.
Absolutely.
We will say a few caveats about GagaOOLala, which is one, a lot of their catalog is adults only. So do not let your teens have full reign over this.
Yeah, it's a little hard to figure out which those are, like, unless you actually like start watching them. So just be aware of that.
So be aware that there are some
or don't like throw it on at work.
17 rated. There is some
which you're totally fine of, but like, maybe you don't want to like had a family event or work and you turn it on, you're like, oh, you can see a lot there.
Like a lot of them do have titles where you're like, oh yeah, that's
obviously.
Yeah, that's gonna be but yeah, we're big GagaOOLala fans. Again, we are not paid to say any of this. This is not an ad. We are not sponsored, except for they did give us a 90-day free thing.
Come check us out.
Yeah, which I had already been doing, and so I didn't use it, but the other ladies did and had a great time. But yeah, if you should go check them out. These shows are really fun. I think pretty much we do this thing on the Watchlist Roulette where somehow every show turns out to be kind of fun.
Yeah,
it's nice fun to like check them out, like to know that they're around.
I mean, part of that is also just our personalities, that we just find the things to like in stuff.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Like rather, like stuff.
Even you can find something to like in the worst of things. It's a special talent that is not really a talent because you can cultivate this. You just have to have a positive mindset and joy in your heart. And it's a lot less energy to like things than it is to be a hater. So we just like things.
Are we saying you will like all of the shows? No. Because not everything is for everybody. But you might. And you'll almost definitely find something on Gaga that you do enjoy.
If you're not a
Magic is over there, and our dining table. Yeah, well.
Which why are you listening to us?
If you're homophobic, I don't know why you're here. How you've made it this long?
That's your own intelligence there.
That's like a you problem.
Very much so.
And when I say that I find the things to like and even the most worst things, I didn't mean you, babes.
So as Amanda mentioned, so our dining table is over there, which that was a top drama of Natalia and Jessie's a couple years back.
And I believe Monster Next Door is over there as well.
Natalia has talked about that a bazillion times.
Love that show.
It made me watch it once.
Yes, I love that show. She says as though I did put her in the Clockwork Orange machine with her eyes open.
It was one of our episodes.
I have to watch this cute IBL. Damn it, Natalia. Anyway, we hope you check out some of these shows. Give GagaOOLala a chance if you want to. They have sales all the time. Again, we're not advertising for them except through the love of the game. Okay, we're not paid. We're not being paid.
But also, it's great to support a platform that is strictly queer content. And like we said, it's not even just Asian. It is all types of countries.
And there's a lot of indie content on there and art house content and things that have only been shown in really tiny festivals and
really cool.
web content. And so it's a huge variety. Yeah.
As far as quite often, if you can't find something over on iQIYI, go triple check on GagaOOLala. They might have it.
They might have it.
Check it out.
Anywho, we hope that you had a fun time hanging out with us. We will be back next week. Next week, we got a real divergent episode because we're all a little burnt out these days. I'm sure you in the audience can agree. So we decided to have like a chill, chatty episode next week. So next week, if you just want to come like hang out and have like real just chatting about stuff, vibes, that's what we're going to be doing next week. So we hope that you enjoy that. Anyway, we will be back then anyway. And then after that, we'll be back to our usual content, but we just needed a little chill out time. But anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. You can find this podcast other places than where you're listening to it now. In audio form, it's on all sort of those audio podcast places like Spotify and Apple iTunes and Podbean and all that. And if you like video, we are on YouTube. Hello, video watchers, where you can, and as always, like and subscribe, rate our podcast if you want. We really appreciate it. And if you want links, time codes, that sort of things, everything that we talked about, you can go to our website, certifiednoonas.com. And you know what else you can do on our website? You can also listen or watch every episode because each one has its own post where it is an audio at the top and it is that video after the break on it. So you can also just watch it there if you just want to hang out in our website for some reason. You're more than welcome. And if you want to support this podcast like the incredible people who do, you can join our found family at patreon.com/certifiednoonas. They're our found family web. We love them. We have a little movie night that we're about to do like the day after we record this. And we have little mini extra episodes every once in a while, like just as a little special treat for the people who fill up our little tip jar over there on Patreon. Anyway, we hope you have a fantastic week. It's still like raging winter for us all here. Yeah. So please bundle up, wear a mask and avoid that seasonal flu and wash your hands. And as always, keep enjoying Asian entertainment. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.